If I commit this crime, then I'm not at fault. If that's not the case, then it just doesn't make sense. So the Brahmin woman's mother is in a state of no interruption. The 10 Brahmin women know their mother is still alive, but it's all about cause and effect. Since everyone must have their victories in the past, and she is also a filial daughter. He has his reasons. She knows about her mother. Believe in cause and effect. It's all about what's in your heart. In the heart. In measurement. She likes to live like her mother. The deeds he has created. Where will the future outcomes be? Good deeds will definitely bring about good results. Bad deeds will definitely bring about bad results, yeah. He thinks about the heavy deeds his mother has done as well. Slandering the 3 jewels is a serious offense. Following the pulse, I seek fragrant flowers and various offerings. With the heart of the Buddha, he offers with a great heart. This is to protect his mother. With the heart of the Buddha, he offers with a great heart. This is to protect his mother. The infinite Buddha, the Pagoda Temple. It's the place where the Buddha's relics are kept. Right? We need to offer to the place where the Buddha's relics are kept. This is him. Thinking is the place for teaching and guiding sentient beings. This 4 enemies actually means 4. This is really key. Noted clearly. Yeah, what does this mean? How do we interpret it? It means the 4 seasons. We usually talk about Hu Yi as well. You are. This 4-1 must continue on forever. This is what we call death. So this common practice is the place for continuing the Buddha's wisdom and life. So it's called 4. These days, people don't understand this meaning at all. What kind of temple is this? Inside, it's all about ghosts and gods, just superstitious stuff. He doesn't understand the true meaning of this word. So in the past, the officers, under the emperor, were all about doing things. It's about the emperor's legacy, hoping to continue on forever without interruption. This meaning is really good, yeah, and it's quite profound. It's about Buddha. The work of teaching sentient beings. Helping all sentient beings cultivate and achieve right results in their practice. So it continues on forever, yeah, never ending. So this place is for doing this kind of thing. That's why it's called that. shared harmony. Remember, you have to use your own finances. Yeah. Using someone else's resources to fix things. That's wrong. You won't gain anything for yourself at all. Yeah. You must definitely use your own. You can't use someone else's. He doesn't have the financial means to sell his own value. Yes, this money is for buying incense and flowers as offerings. This is about coming to the temple to make offerings. This offering, it's a form, yeah. This kind of offering. So now we see a lot of it. A lot of people will perform it. Does this form of offering have any effect? It depends on the sincerity behind it. Does the reasoning align? When the inside and outside align, there's merit. If they don't align, there's no merit. There's merit. When inside and outside don't align, no merit. And there are some people who make offerings for early employment. Not only is there no blessing, but also looking for goods. What kind of offerings are we talking about? When you go before the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas, you make grand offerings. Asking for wealth, asking for a promotion. In front of the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas, making a vow, saying, if I get promoted and make money, I'll come back to repay my vow and make you a grand offering. Bribing Buddhas leads to negative karma. Bribing Buddhas brings no blessings, only bad karma, future donation. This kind of offering not only does not bring any blessings, but also creates countless sins. You saying, bless me with wealth, and if I make 1 million, I'll definitely give you 10 grand as an offering. Do the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas fall for that? You trying to pocket 990 grand for yourself thinking you're getting a good deal. Where's the logic in that? So how do you see the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas? So this kind of offering creates immeasurable and boundless negative karma, leading to a downfall. Just because you see someone making offerings and doing good deeds doesn't mean it's all good. You need to dig a bit deeper and find out what their motives are. That's when you really know if it's a blessing or a curse. When you make offerings but don't get promoted or get rich, you turn around and become resentful towards the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas. Buddhas and Bodhisattvas aren't affected. I went to make offerings hoping they'd bless me with wealth. So the resentment just builds up, and the negative karma gets heavier and heavier. Now, let's take a look at the following scripture. The image of the Buddha of insight, peace and freedom is in one lifetime. Plasticization, Microsoft asserts that it is essential. At this time, the Brahmin woman went into the temple to make offerings to the Buddha. The Buddha isn't physically present during this period of the Dharma, so in this realm, there's only the image of the Buddha. This statue of the Buddha under the tree, making offerings. In front of the Buddha statue, it's done quite professionally. It's the Brahmin woman, truly embodying the essence of reality, bowing in reverence. These things, these cohabitations, are just the surface. This sincere heart inside. The form and the inside are the same. When we offer a little something, like when we meet someone, whether it's a monk or not, after a long time, there's always a small gift involved. It's not about the size of the gift, but rather the respect it conveys. It shows that we haven't forgotten this person. We often keep them in our thoughts, and it reflects our care. We haven't forgotten this person. Often keeping them in our thoughts shows a bit of consideration. This offering is also about the material aspect. This makes the heart more sincere and earnest. Sincerity. Mums. Restoration. So this makes the heart even more sincere and earnest. Sincerity. Can. Buddha can respond. It creates a connection with Taoism. These 4 words mean that the Buddha's name is the whole situation, and he is the wisest person. If, after my mother passes away, I were to ask Buddha about her situation, this leads to resentment towards my own lack of merit. I wasn't born in the time of the Buddha. Being in the Buddha's realm, like the Dharma, when the Buddha is not in this world. If the Buddha were to be in this world, he would possess great wisdom and immense powers. I want to ask Buddha about where my mother went after she passed away, and I'm sure Buddha will tell me. It's a pity the blessings aren't in this world anymore. In the heart, there are these 4 words that resonate. It doesn't necessarily have to be said out loud. There's this thought in my heart. It shows his filial piety. I want to help my mother escape from suffering. The 10 daughters of the Brahmin wept for a long time, cutting off thoughts like the Tathagata. This sentence is descriptive. The Brahmin's daughter was at the temple at that time. That kind of earnestness, millimeter, a sincere and heartfelt wish. We can understand a lot from this sentence. How sincere, how earnest. The hope is, mainly this can do it. Or perhaps you hear music in the air, and those who abandon it give birth to daughters. The sorrow of material things, nothing compares to the place where a mother has gone. Sincerity is here. It's moving. Buddha comes to guide him. The Brahmin girl raised her palm to the sky and asked the Buddha, "Who is this God who can relieve my worries?" Since I can remember, I've been thinking about her day and night, with no one to ask. Where is my mother now? Which realm is this? Which realm is it among the 10 realms? Which path is it among the 6 realms? So she received this response. I'm really grateful. He didn't know where the voice came from, or who said it. It appears empty. Heard a sound. A voice replied, I am the one you are addressing. She heard a sound. A voice replied, I am the one you address. It was Buddha. A voice from the void replied to the woman, I am the one you address. It was the king of the free and easy, the Tathagata, who connects with all beings, conveying this message. The lowly, like those of different mothers, are more deeply connected to the feelings of all living beings. I come to convey this message. This is the voice of courage being expressed. She's a truly filial daughter. With sincerity, we can beat anything. Ancient Chinese said, filial piety touches heaven and earth. The Buddha is moved. Filial. So the Buddha is moved by the Buddha to guide her and settle her heart's wishes. The Brahmin woman, upon hearing this, was deeply moved. She fell to the ground, and her companions supported her for quite a while. Then she stood up, feeling the presence of the 200 Buddhas, wishing for the Buddha's compassion, silently hoping to see her mother's body and mind before she passed away. Not long after, this is known, yes, this shadowy form is the Buddha's shadowy form. So it was really moving. This is a prostration where you bow down completely, putting your whole body on the ground. Using all her strength, she lost and she was injured. A brave act. Most people might sneak around. Her body was all injured, yeah. This is a powerful bowing down. In our world, most people might think of sneaking around. This is deeply moving. The ancestor fell to the ground and fainted. It took a long time for her to wake up. Remind me, will you? I hope the Buddha can tell me where his mother was born. When the pain reaches its peak, it's like being on the brink of death. This is sorrow at its absolute limit. 19. The Tathagata, Huding Zaiwang, told the holy girl, if you want to offer offerings to him, just reflect on it early. Hold on to the thought of ignorance, and you should know the place where your mother was born. The Buddha only told him this, but didn't directly say where his mother is now. And he taught him a method. If you follow this method, you'll definitely find out. What method is this? It's chanting Buddha's name. So I entrusted it to him. After you've made your offering to me, you should head home quickly. After going home, focus your heart on the name. So just chant the name of the Tathagata of the Jewel Flower Hall, the King of Self-Mastery, with a single-minded focus. Sit upright in the 4 positions. The Bodhisattva of great strength teaches us that if we remember and chant the Buddha's name, we will definitely see the Buddha in the future. This thought is just the intention. It didn't say it could be reversed. Using thought in this way is quite profound. Generally, when we chant the Buddha's name, it's just lip service without any real feeling. Chanting Buddha's name means having Buddha in your heart. The most important thing about chanting the Buddha's name is having the Buddha in your heart, when your thoughts truly reflect the act of chanting. He truly has the Buddha in his heart. The 10 Brahmin women, having followed the Buddha's teachings, they quickly returned to their community. After hearing the Buddha's words, they hurried back. After finishing the offering ritual, they quickly went home. with a single acre planted chrysanthemum flower. Tathagata is here today. He went back to chant the teachings. Sincerely, he focuses. He went back to recite the teachings of different faiths. With a sincere heart, focus on chanting the name wholeheartedly. The effect is on the mood. It's a day for day night. It won't take long. Or see one's own moral path like the water by the sea. Eternal happiness brings many evils, receiving blessings that stick close, flying over the sea, east and west, with red bamboo, structures for men and women, lasting hundreds of thousands of years, touching the sea, noting a handshake, striving for the times, This is the economics of being centered. All must know. Why does the Buddha call it that? Why not just tell him directly that his mother is in hell? Telling everyone like this is of no use. Can't save him, go. How can I save his mother? You must definitely cultivate your own merits. Then can you help your mother attain liberation? Just look at it. A day and a night. He's really focused, with a heart that's truly sincere. For a day and a night, he maintains a single-minded concentration, undistracted. Among all the practices, this method is the quickest, mate. Other practices take a lot of effort to achieve this level of skill. It's pretty tough. You know, chanting the Buddha's name is easier, right? In a day and a night, according to the Amitabha Sutra, it can be from 1 day to 2 days, or even up to 70 days. If he can chant continuously for a day and a night, with a focused and undistracted mind, he'll attain the state of Buddha nature. Everyone should know that the state of chanting the Buddha's name has different depths and levels. It's all about being balanced. Chanting the Buddha's name samadhi is a skill to keep the mind undistracted all day. It involves 4 intentions. To keep the heart steady, the highest level is maintaining etiquette without disturbance. He'll be a bodhisattva. His mother will be free. Of course, his mother will attain liberation. Why can he manage to maintain a focused mind in just 1 day? It's because of his connection to his mother. His mother isn't slacking off either. She's not as diligent as he is. So his mother was blessed. When his mother helped him and allowed him to work hard, he immediately attained the status of a bodhisattva. HMPH. That's the principle behind ascending to heaven in 5,000 steps. Well, if the Buddha didn't teach him this method, I'll tell you, it would be a real struggle, and all for nothing. Buddha cannot save his mother. Why practice despite difficulties? Without it, things happen anyway. The Buddha, compassionate, can't save us. He practices for his mother, reaching focus in a day. So he's really serious about his practice. Because of his mother. In just 1 day, he can reach that state of focused concentration. Why is he so sincere? Why is he so dedicated? It's because of that. Gambling on that heartfelt desire. The power that drives it is right here, and only then do you understand the principle of liberation in Buddhism. So, to help others transcend. If one isn't truly sincere and earnest, they won't be able to elevate their own state and achieve the fruits of their practice. It's no use for the person being helped. He can't attain it. He became a bodhisattva, and his mother contributed significantly. He ascended from hell to heaven. That's how it works. Buddhist teachings have a principle of liberation. Well, of course he ascended from hell. That's for sure. Now in Buddhism talks about salvation, and there is a reason behind it. If you don't understand the proper etiquette, thinking you can just chant a few sutras for economic relief is a bit naive, isn't it? So many people in this world create a lot of negative karma, and in the end, they become fearful themselves. They think they can just find a few monks to chant some sutras to alleviate their misfortunes, but it doesn't really work like that. It's no use, but you know, doing something is better than doing nothing at all. And you can find a few monks to chant some sutras and dedicate the merit. At least they know they've done wrong. But you've got to understand, this method isn't very effective at all. It's of no use. You can only say, it's about nurturing good roots, that's all. Being like him, who fails, can one achieve results? So as a filial child, when it comes to helping your parents or family members who have passed away, you need to understand this principle. Please participate in the private chanting for liberation. You must be involved yourself. So why aren't you familiar with the rituals yourself? You won't get tired of it. When you follow the monk, who are you helping to transcend? You're helping yourself. The master is just there to assist and guide you. You need to sincerely repent yourself. You need to reach that state of mind. The king you are operating. If you leave the ritual to masters, it won't work. No response. I went to the temple during a ritual. The master chanted outside while the family laughed and played mahjong. I couldn't believe it. At that time I had just started learning Buddhism and had not yet become a monk. They hadn't fully returned to the teachings, just starting to let go of Buddhist principles. I visited the temple during a ritual, likely for his parents. The master chanted outside, while the family laughed and played mahjong inside. I couldn't believe it. It seemed the parents passed away happily, and the family didn't care, not a hint of sadness. When they paid respects, they smiled, saying, "Let's pay our respects," then rushed back to mahjong as if nothing happened. That was outrageous. At the ancestral home, they swore to pay respects, rushed. When they went to the medicine house to pay their respects, they swore. They rushed back to the mahjong table, as if nothing happened. That's just outrageous. People in modern times do not know etiquette, and do not understand the truth. It is very, very pitiful. It is really the Buddha who pitted and wisely described them in the scriptures. Let's reflect on the meaning of this statement from the Buddha. Alright, we've run out of time for today, so we'll leave it here. Build, 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 build. Amitabha Buddha. Amitabha Buddha. Amitabha. Amitabha Buddha. Amitabha Buddha. Amitabha Buddha. Amitabha Buddha. Amitabha Buddha. Amitabha Buddha. Amitabha Buddha.